The water whispering words to the dark, this the same water that touches my homeland, but how far away it stretches, and so solitary, without interruption of land, island, or trees. This the same water, but it touches the hull in whispers and words I do not know. May 9th, 1910. The harbor is crowded, everywhere the waving of outstretched arms, families parting for a time, one going off to America to earn money so that the others can come later. America inspires this mingling of joy and sorrow, expectation and fear. As the boat begins to pull away, the crowd becomes a mass of arms stretched into the air, arms stretched out and waving like the flags of the many ships around us, like the dizzy heights of the masts and the smokestacks reaching for the blue sky above us. May 10th, 1910. My uncle traveled to America before me. He says there are blue mountains in the east, mountains like blueback whales, gently crested mounds of hills weaving in and out of one another like the bobbing play of blueback whales. And further west, my uncle says, there is the prairie. As the day begins settling toward the dusk and the angle of the sunlight softens so that the quality of the light begins to warm and stretch and run like wet paint, and the air in the fields glisten with just a hint of moisture, the prairie takes on a burnished shine, opalescent and green upon the ring of the earth. May 11th, 1910. Today I am 21 years old, and another day closer to the New World. At age 17, I first left my village because there was no work. I traveled to Buenos Aires and worked for 3 years in a construction crew. And when I returned to Italy, I married my sweetheart from childhood, and we had a son. But still there is no work, and so I am alone again. In America, they say, food is plentiful. For a few cents you can eat like a king. It's a land where there are riches not just of silver and gold, but a richness of earth, sky, and water. Perhaps soon I can send money to my family so they can travel and join me. I can feed them in the land of plenty, the land of dreams, where the trees are filled with the songs of birds. May 12, 1910. Today I write to my wife and son. I am writing this letter on the deck of the boat, and though the sea is too full to give me a measure of travel, or perhaps I should say too empty of signs of progress, wild and without anything of landmarks on which the eye can rest, but I feel we have gone a great distance, for the sea awakens golden in the morning, as if the very shores of our new world bestowed upon it some of its vast riches. May 17th, 1910. I have not written for 4 days because the storm has made it impossible. It came suddenly as if the earth itself had tilted, throwing the waters upon us and stirring the wind to such a frenzy that it took away our breath, the air unraveling ceaselessly, and from our lips our breath was torn. And then the ship, tilting to one side as if to touch the mast and smokestacks upon the churning water, then pausing and straightening and twisting to the other side, pausing and twisting again and again, and lightning tore at the air and struck the water all around us, and for 4 days we made no progress, moved neither forward nor backward, but tossed and rolled and twisted in one spot, trying to hold on. May 18th, 1910. I am alone upon the deck and sleepless. The storm has passed and dawn begins. The dawn is a mottled thickness of light creeping into the sky from over the curving edge of earth. The dawn comes as lichen, green and brown upon the sky of stone, and the sky takes the texture of felt. I rub my eyes when the Statue of Liberty appears before me. Suddenly the deck is crowded, and then there is Ellis Island grimly awaiting us. But I see beyond all this, the sun racing through the treetops, and then the sudden bursting open of fields and hills stretching into sky. There will be many springtimes in this land, the trees fragile with buds, lacy like the wings of dragonflies, and later the time of harvest. And so this is my prayer this day upon this boat within these continual waters. It is like a pouring out upon water, like water pouring out unto water, and the sights before my eyes, sounds in my ears become water, whispering from my lips to water. From water thou wast made, unto water like a pouring out, and water unto water I am poured out.